Okay, word of advice, don't ever date your teacher's daughter. Trust me, it does not get anywhere special. Unless you want like death stares and a bad mark and a bunch of harassment over the classroom. Let me explain. What is going on, you guys? My name's Bubba, and welcome back to another crazy story. By the way, real quick, before I get into the story, I just want to mention that I am currently live on Twitch right now. So if you guys do want to watch me live playing video games and talking about the Devil's Tango, then click the link down below and join me live and click that follow button. I don't know. It's nice of you to do that. Also, like and subscribe to the channel. Don't be a bum. Yeah, there you go. Bum. There you go. Haha, bum bum. Anyways, going on. This is the story about how I dated my teacher's daughter. Now, honestly, this story got really riled up and really crazy, and I don't advise anyone to do anything I do in these stories. But I remember back when I was in high school, I remember I was kind of just walking down the hallway and I went up to one of my friends. And when I went up to him, I remember he told me, bro, like there's like a really hot girl at school today. I don't know who she is. No one knows who she is. Honestly, for some reason, he always had these like really weird updates on like what's going on in the school. Like at this point, you might as well hand him a camera and call him the news guy, but it's whatever. Anyways, I remember I was walking with him saying like, who is it? What does she look like? And I'm not gonna lie, the way my friend was making this girl sound was literally like she was a queen, like a princess, like better than Megnut. And everyone knows no one's hotter than Megnut. Anyways, going on though, I remember I was just walking around with him, and I remember right before I entered the classroom, I saw her in there beside my teacher. Now, this was a really awkward part, because I remember when I walked in, she looked at me, I looked at her, we had eye contact for a bit, and I'm not gonna lie, guys, she was beautiful. To this day, like even if she's watching this video, I just want to mention she was hot. In no way do I regret dating this girl. She was amazing, and honestly, I wish I could get back with her. But going on, I remember as I was like walking into the classroom, I looked at her and we had eye contact. And I remember my teacher looked at me and looked at her and realized that we were having eye contact, and basically like kind of like tugged on her like shoulder shirt thingy that this girl was wearing, and instantly like we lost eye contact. Obviously though, I'm not gonna lie, in those 2.5 milliseconds of having eye contact, damn was it nice. She had beautiful eyes, and on top of that, she just was perfect. I'm not even gonna lie, dude. Like this is one of the girls I don't regret dating. Going on, I remember as we were like, you know, I was sitting down during class and class was getting started. I remember my teacher walked up to the middle of the classroom and said, okay, class, today I brought my daughter to work because it's bring your daughter to work day. This is my daughter, and everyone just be nice to her and welcome her to the school. Obviously, she was standing in front of my classroom with my teacher, and honestly, a lot of us were just staring at her. This girl was like a perfect 10. And obviously, knowing me, I had to shoot my shot. There was no way I wasn't going to shoot my shot. And obviously, when it comes to finding a really hot girl, you got to make a game plan. No matter what, any girl you want to go for, a friend, a random chick, or even just anyone on the street that you like, or even your grandma. I don't know if you like your grandma. Alabama is a thing, you know. Honestly, you got to make a game plan. So I remember my game plan was ask for help. Yes, that day and that day only, well, I always put my hand up asking for help. It got to the point where she was so annoyed asking me for help, to the point where she said, you know, you don't really need to pretend to ask me to help you. Like, I already know you just want to talk to me. Was my response. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of nervous, but you know, she caught me red-handed. And honestly, that's part of the mission. Get caught. That way you get a smooth move. So I remember after she told me that, I was like, so like, what's your snap? She looked at me, and then my teacher kind of glanced over. And after that, she's like, I won't give it to you right now, but just wait till after class, okay? And then meet me outside the door. I knew I was in. The way she explained that to me, dude, if any girl says something that secretive in front of their daddy's classroom, you already know you're going in, baby. So I was kind of excited. I'm not gonna lie. I was pretty hyped up. Class went over, and obviously I didn't ask for help anymore, and I left the classroom, and obviously she was there with me. I remember I pulled out my phone, and when I did, she took my phone right out of my hands and straight up just put it in her Snapchat. And when she did that, I remember she went back into the classroom and basically just hung out with her dad. From that day on, I remember me and her snapped all the time. Like, we snapped a lot. It got to the point where, I'm not gonna lie, I think I've seen every piece of her. That sounded really bad. YouTube, don't take this down. Going on, I remember like during the day, there was one day where she snapped me before I got to school saying, hey, like, you want to like visit me at school? And obviously it's a hot girl. Me getting to go see her again? Hell yeah, I'm gonna skip school and go see her. Don't skip school. But hell yeah, I was. So I remember I ended up skipping school, and I went down to her school and went to, you know, go see her. But as I went to go see her, I remember we ended up hanging out for the whole day. So just a quick reminder, I skipped school and skipped my teacher's classroom to go see his daughter. Yeah, remember that, guys, because this story gets worse. I remember as I was like, you know, hanging out with her throughout the day, I remember we basically literally both of us skipped class the whole day and just went around her school and just hung out. Towards the end of the day came, and the bell rang, and instantly I ended up seeing my teacher's car. Obviously I know what my teacher's car looked like because I had a car as well, and I remember he parked somewhat near my car. So I remember as I was going to my car, my teacher sees me, and then after that he sees his daughter saying goodbye to me, and instantly it was awkward because remember, I skipped his class to go see his own daughter. I remember my teacher walked up to me saying, oh, like, Bubba, what are you doing here? I thought you had class today. And I told him, like, oh, like, yeah, like my sister goes to school, and I was just, you know, checking in on her and stuff. And my teacher looks at me saying, okay, I'm watching watching you, Bubba. I'm watching you. And he walks away. Knowing that, I'm not gonna lie, I was terrified. I was actually kind of scared. But then the story gets worse. And trust me, when I mean worse, I mean really bad. A couple months go on, and I remember me and her, we kept seeing each other. It got to the point where we were basically dating. Well, yes, we were dating. I'm not gonna lie. We were dating. Okay? Yes, I was dating someone. Whoa, whoop-de-doo. BabaStreams dating someone. Wow, never seen that before. Guys, you guys are cringe. Okay? I'm just saying that right now. Anyways, going on. I remember there was one day where she was snapping me saying, hey, like, do you want to like maybe like come over? We can go watch a movie and stuff and just hang out. At this point, I'm not gonna lie. It was really awkward going to go see her. Because reminder, this was my teacher's house. And I asked her saying, are you sure your dad's like okay with that? She said, oh, like it's fine. Like he already knows we're like seeing each other technically. Like I don't think he really cares. And I was like, okay, sure, whatever. I remember I got in my car and I went over to her place that night. And when I did, when I entered through the door, we were having a family movie night. Yeah. I was having a movie night or a family movie night with my teacher, my teacher's wife, my teacher's son, and my teacher's daughter that I was seeing. Can this day get any worse? Honestly, that was one of the things I always thought, but it got really bad. And by really bad, I mean worse. I remember we all sat down on the couch together and we were all eating popcorn, just chilling and stuff. And I remember the whole time my teacher was just staring me down. He even asked me about my homework. Like even out of school, he asked about homework. What a weirdo. And I remember it was so awkward to the point where like halfway through the movie, I ended up going to the bathroom. And this is where the story gets really bad. Like devil's tango. Bad. I remember I went to the bathroom real quick to, you know, freshen up. And my girlfriend, aka the teacher's daughter, comes into the room. She comes into the bathroom, locks the door, and me and her start doing the devil's tango. I don't know what it was. She just felt like being active. I have no idea. I remember 20 minutes go by and her dad was walking around the hallways. And instantly I started freaking out because I heard his footsteps. On God, I heard his footsteps. And instantly, I remember he knocked on the door saying, hey, honey, you in there? Oh, snap. I was in the bathroom with my teacher's daughter in his own house doing the devil's tango with the teacher's daughter. I'm gonna get caught. I'm done. I'm screwed. I'm expelled. Instantly, I opened the door and his daughter was hiding behind the door. And instantly, I walk out saying, oh, I don't know where she is. My teacher wasn't that dumb. He walked in there. He saw that she was in there as well. And he got pretty upset. He told me, Bubba, I think you should go home. And I said, that's a good idea. Yeah. So I remember I went home and the next day after that, me and him kept having death stares in the classroom. And honestly, it didn't stop until I broke up with her. Yeah, that was kind of nuts. But anyways, guys, that is basically it for the story. Make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe if you guys haven't already. Seriously, it means a lot when you guys do. Once again, I am currently live on Twitch right now, live streaming to you guys. So if you guys do want to join in, make sure you guys go do that. We are going for the partner badge. And like I always say, fall for more embarrassing stories. Peace out, guys.